Hey, hello, guys. How are you? How are you today? How are you today? Right here. Hello, Kumar. Hola, Alex, Brax, Ricardo. Hello, Asi, Dian, Goon. How are you guys? How are you? How are you? Let's give it a minute. Let's see if more people joins. All right. SPY is bouncing. Yeah. Hello, Michelle. Michelle, thank you very much for your email. I haven't replied, but I will today. All right. Hola, Gaby. Right. What's going on here? Okay. Hello, Octavio. How are you? All right. I think we are ready. I think we are ready. Hello, Dipe. All right, guys. So, welcome back. All right, welcome back. First, I want to acknowledge something. All right. If you are here consistently showing up to these daily reviews, that tells me you are serious about improving your execution. Because these I have to insist, this is not entertainment, right? This is a daily exercise in understanding how a system operates in real time. All right. So again, I appreciate the consistency and the trust. All right. So what we do here, it's very simple, right? We break down execution, not just what was traded, but how decisions were made before, during, and after the session, right? After the session, because that's where performance actually comes from, not from the trade itself, right? It comes from the process behind it, right? Every session here, every session you see here is an example of the same thing: a structured execution system applied consistently. All right, same preparation, same rules, same decision framework. And you know what? That's what creates stability, not the market. The market is, guys, look at this. Market looks crazy, right? But a framework is what creates stability, the system. All right. So as we go through today's review, don't just focus on whether the trade worked or not. All right. Focus on whether the process was followed, because that's the only thing that scales. All right. And all right, let's get started. Well, look, quick note before we start. All right, quick note before we start. This is a reminder for everyone. This next Monday, I'm really happy because I'm going to be making an announcement. All right. If you have been here following these sessions, and you have been here, if you have been getting value from the way we approach performance, you are going to want to pay attention to this. All right. It's going to be a high value, almost intensive experience focused on building your own execution system. It's not going to be about strategies. It's not going to be about setups. It's not going to be a technical thing. It's going to be something practical, something that you can actually walk away with and implement right away. All right. I will share the details on Monday, but this is another heads up. All right. All right. Let's get into the charts, because these guys, it's execution in real time. All right. Let's get started here. Just let me go to the chat here. Hey, what's up, Randall? Global Hot, Tokayo, Lilia. Hello, Lilia. Dream. Thank you, Gun. Very excited. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. This is going to be very different to what we are used to see, like on the market, because everyone is always, trying to teach you the technical side of trading. But if you already have a strategy, if you already have a setup, this is the missing part. This is the missing part for being consistent and for being on a performance based system. All right. Okay. So what we were watching yesterday, guys. Well, first let me give you something that I don't use to do it like very commonly here, but it happened yesterday. All right. Yesterday was the last day of the month, was the last day of the quarter, last day of March. And yesterday, it's this day where a lot of options expire, right? So there is something that the hedge funds, institutions, market makers, especially the market makers, do when this is something that is happening, right? And this is pushing the price higher while having some put options. So this effect is known, or well, not this effect. The consequence of this move, it's price rising the way we saw yesterday, all right? The way we saw yesterday, all right? And this is the consequence of this. It's a concept that if you have finance literacy, maybe you know about this. If you don't worry. I mean, I'm just trying to explain something that might be useful for creating your trading plans, not too much for the actual execution, right? But when market makers start doing this concept that I just told you, happens something. The gamma squeeze. Gamma is one of the Greeks that that creates, or it's part of the formula to give you the contracts premium, right? So this gamma squeeze, it's basically this sharp move to the upside. And according to the finance literacy literature, after a gamma squeeze, usually, remember, in terms of the market, in terms of well, not finance, but in terms of the market, nothing happens all the time, right? But usually after a gamma squeeze like the one we saw yesterday, that these actually had some help from the news, right? But the majority of this move was because of the gamma squeeze, all right? So usually what happens is it's a sharp pullback on the next day or next days, all right? So that's why my trading plan was, until we don't reclaim something like this one here, 660. I'm not, I don't know, like, I'm not trusting this bounce, right? This bounce. I'm not trusting this bounce. I'm actually kind of afraid that if we don't reclaim 660, the next leg to the downside, it's gonna be even more aggressive than the one that we had last week. All right. So that was my plan for today. I was looking for the pullback on the higher time frame. I was looking for this sharp pullback after a gamma squeeze, right? After a gamma squeeze. Neto, is this something that you base your entire execution? No, of course not. But I base my trading thesis and my trading idea. All right. So what happened today? I was watching this price action in the pre-market, and I identified this area here. This was resistance. Well, a little bit higher than this resistance. Then it was used as a support, resistance again. And well, market open, all right, market open. It rejected 666 right here. It had this sharp decline here, and I was like, oh well, this is what I was expecting, right? Like a sharp pullback in the higher time frame, or a sharp pullback on on the chart. And after this pullback here, or this drop here, I was observing this area here. All right, I was observing this area here, 664.50, 665 maybe. No, well, 665 now. 664.50 or 664.85. Why 664.85? Because that was last week. Yeah, Thursday last week high. All right. So that was a key level on the daily chart. So I was like, oh well, I kind of like this, right? I kind of like this. So market open, started ripping here. It had some sort of reaction here around this key level on the daily chart, rise a little bit higher, and then started dropping. All right, then it started dropping, and I really like this candle here, guys. This is the 941. Yeah, this is the 945 candle. I really like this break of this area here, break of this area here, break of the 1 minute opening range high. It was actually coming to the opening price. So this candle wick, I really like this candle wick. But well, I never take the retest. Well, not never, but I try to get confirmation on the move. So I entered on the next candle, 946. All right, 946, right when it broke the 1 minute opening range low, below below the opening price, and I had big plans for this. I had, at least I was expecting to hit previous day high, and I don't know, like maybe going to close the daily gap, right? Like the overnight gap, maybe something like here, 650.34. And why 650.34? Because I really like it on the higher time frame. All right, do you see it was support, then here it was as resistance. Even with this candle here, it rejected really nice. 652 went under 650. So 650, I really like 650. So I said, like, okay, well, this thing is coming to 650.10. But well, what happened here? It didn't work. All right, it didn't work. And this is, guys, this is exactly when the system kicks in, right? What was my thesis, or my preparation was having a trading plan. All right, my trading plan said, until we don't reclaim 656, 660, I'm just thinking that every line here, it's a flipping opportunity. All right, that's all I'm thinking. All right. Then I'm identifying relevant areas for my trade. All right. And then I'm identifying my key levels on different time frames, right? And then I'm watching price action, and I'm watching reactions around my key levels, right? And once I identify a play that looks like my setup, not something that I'm forcing, not something that I'm chasing, not something that I'm anticipating, no, something that looks really much like my setup, I just measure first my risk, and then I start trying to look my potential rewards and decide, is this a good opportunity for me? Should I be waiting? Should I be sizing down? What should I be doing here? So after all this reasoning, I took a decision. I entered into a trade here. I had my stop loss right here. This is the risk that I was willing to take. And once my play didn't work right here, I decided to cut my trade, and wait patiently. I'm not gonna try to revenge trade. I'm not gonna try to force anything. I'm not chasing. I'm not revenge trading. Okay, well, put didn't work. Let me try with calls. No, 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 no. I'm just looking at my setup. I'm just looking at my chart, looking for the good opportunities, looking for nice opportunities. If they don't show up, you do nothing. All right? You do nothing. And that's it. That's it. I mean, discipline, clear rules, and a system that is in charge for do the heavy lifting. So you don't need to take the hard decisions. Your system does for you. It's way easier. You address you address the market calmer. You take smarter decisions, not because you are smarter at that moment, but because you plan for all these scenarios, right? You plan for all these scenarios. You were prepared for all these scenarios. So this is what happens when you are following a system. All right. If you guys just jump in front of your computer 3 minutes before the market opened and started looking for setups and you didn't have any preparation, you didn't notice relevant key areas, you didn't have your key levels, well, I mean that's not fun at all, right? That's not fun at all, because usually that ends in frustration, that ends losing money, that ends angry, that ends, like forcing plans, and well, that ends badly. That ends badly. All right. So I know many of you took this trade because I received several. I received several messages this morning, and please, guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat who took this trade with me. And something more important, guys. Well, it's not more important, but something that I want to know, right? Let me know in the chat if you took this trade and what was the candle that stopped you out. All right? What was the candle that stopped you out? All right? Kumar, you took this trade as well. Hello, Brett. Lilia, you took the same trade. Joseph, you took this same trade, but on ES. Dian, QQQ hit macro demand. Okay, probably, yeah, probably. Alice, you took the same trade. Tasnim, you didn't take any trade. Randall, you took the same trade. I know you sent this to me. Brax, you took the same trade. Goon, you took the rejection candle trade for 2 hour, but I re-enter and lost profits. Okay. Alex, you went out 952. 952. All right. Jason, I wait for 5-minute low retest, so no do this trade. Okay. This issue just woke up. Randall 951. 951. Okay. Brett took the same but got in later, like, and exited 950 right here. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I have some good news for you. If you take this trade, congratulations, guys. This is a nice setup, right? This is a nice opportunity. Everything was saying, take me, all right? Key areas here, price action here, momentum to the downside, pullback, retest of an area of interest. If you took this trade here, this candle here, I mean, 945, 946, 947, that was a good setup. But you know what was even better? Reading you guys that you took this trade and you were stop out somewhere around here, below this 1 minute opening range. This high? Yes, this high. Why this is good, guys? If you take a look, actually, this is something that I should do, right? I should show you the win rate that we had last month with the break retest boom or the break and retest to the downside on SPY, same day expiration. Why? Because you will understand that when you have more than 70% win rate and your average risk reward it's above 2.5, this is the one thing that this is the one thing that you have to do, right? You accept the risk and you play your odds. All right, this is, guys, I don't want sad faces because taking a loss here, because this was a good setup. This was a good setup, and if you took your loss around here, guys, that was great execution. I don't want to know if it was like a 10% loss, a 15% loss, a 25% loss, a 30% loss. This was the invalidation level. This was a perfect execution. Congratulations to all of you that took your trade between 9:45 9:47 and were stop out somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. This candle is the latest. This candle is the latest. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was stopped out here because I'm a DN. Now, I'm not a DN, but I was trusting this setup, so I give it a bit more room. Again, with the stats that I have from my setup, from my execution, this is the one thing that I can trust, right? This is the one thing I'm happy, I'm comfortable doing, all right? And I was reading up here yesterday, because some other traders were asking him, hey, you know what, I've been hesitating, about taking this kind of trade. Yeah, all right. So he trades different than me, right? But he was receiving questions from his peers, from his friends, and people were asking him, you know what, sometimes I kind of hesitate about this. And we were discussing about this because, guys, if you hesitate about a setup like this, it's because you have not back tested enough. Because if you have back tested enough, at least 100 times, at least 100 days, you will see that this setup, it's actually, it works really nice. So hesitation taking these kind of setups usually come from lack of experience, from lack of training, right? Because once you train your eye looking at this setup, how this setup works, you stop hesitating and you just start executing almost automatically. Why? Because you now understand how the setup works, and then you start, like having a deeper understanding of your data, right? How your setup works under certain under certain environment, right? So, sorry about that. So, guys, I want to tell you guys, if you took this trade, that was a good trade. Don't, no shame taking a loss on this. Especially no shame if you took a loss around here, because that was the invalidation level. That was good. That was good. So congratulations there, right? And take this as an invitation to start back testing, guys. That's journaling and back testing. I don't know why, but despite being one of the two most mentioned exercises by any coach, not only the technical coaches, but also people like me, focus on performance, there's a lot of people that they don't backtest. There's a lot of people that they don't journal their trades. And guys, stop journaling as you are telling a story. I mean, journaling, it's not a storytelling. Journaling is tracking only factors that affect your execution. Your time of entry, your emotions before, during, and after the taking the trade. If you stick to your size, if you measure your risk before taking a trade, if all these factors are the real ones that affect your execution. All right. So if you are not tracking them, if you are going to your journal and you start saying something like, oh, today I was looking at this, and you know what? I think price action was doing that. And I was kind of afraid because there was a candle that, it was kind of unusual. Stop. Stop it. This is not storytelling. If you are not journaling concisely only the relevant factors that affect your execution, you are wasting your time. Why? Because if you are one of these traders that have long stories in your journal, I have to ask. If I ask you what was the most recurrent emotion on your on March, how you are gonna know? If I mean, are you gonna read all your 20 something journal entries? If I ask you how you were prepared, how you size for that trade, how I mean, if I ask you specific data about your trades, are you gonna read all those stories from March? All right, guys, if your journal is not concise only to relevant factors that really affect your execution, you're wasting your time. And I hate to say this because I know there's a lot of you people that invest 20, 30, 40 minutes with a journal entry. But guys, in mine, the minute that you discover that investing 20, 30, 40 minutes in your journaling, and it's useless, it's worthless, because I mean, you will never. If I ask you about your data on December, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna, like, go to your notebook and start reading all these stories again, trying to find out a piece of data? That's not the way we do it. All right. So this is again, this is just how I see things. If you need help, if you need help on how to start a structured performance based journal, guys, this is one of the lessons. This is just a portion, this is a small portion of of all of my programs. All right. And this is not only is it a small portion, but it's one of the most powerful and impactful things on my programs once you start implementing that. All right. All right. Sorry, let me go to the chat. The four F's, exactly. Yeah. Well, the four F's is just a part, right? Alex, yes, game changer for my journaling. All right. Thank you, Miguel. When your setup failed, why you didn't do call side? Because I don't take calls. I only take puts. Right. That's my strategy. Only taking puts, same day expiration on SPY. That's why. I mean, even if it's super clear, that, for being honest, this is not super clear. This is not super clear. I think the only calls play that was clear enough to take was this one here, the reclaim of the 5-minute opening range. Because as you can see here, I mean, well, if you are playing something like demand bounce, well, you can actually take a trade right here, right? But for us that we trade the break and retest, I think this was the only long play of the day. Um, Neto will be the 955 candle be the 84% rule. 955 candle. I I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I will need to watch it. I will need to watch it. Like live, because I don't know how was the reaction below the opening price. Um, Neto, what do you think of 1056 for calls? 1056 for calls. That's a nice break and retest of high of the day. I like it. It's a bit late for me, but yes, I like it. Brax, I have analyzed your break retest boom setup and noticed that when you fully exit your position due to market structure shift, a long usually works out with high probability. Can you? Yes, yes, I've seen that. Yeah, usually that's the thing. I mean, when we cut our trades, usually it's because a market structure shift. So yeah, it could be a nice opportunity for a long position. It's just I don't like to switch sides right away. Actually, one of my rules it's once I take a loss or once I close a position, I usually wait a few minutes, right? Like I completely detach from my desk. I step away, and I usually go for more coffee, water, something. And then when I come back, I need to to rewire with with the chart. So I'm not taking a trade right when I'm closing the other. But yeah, I mean, yes, that's a good observation, Bryce. Is this true based on your back? Is it feasible for us to go long after we exit our position? Yeah, but again, I mean, I don't recommend it because sometimes I just close my position because on the 1 minute it makes sense, but sometimes on the 5 minute or the 15 minute the trade is still valid. I think like yesterday, right? I think like yesterday. Let me go here. Yeah, like yesterday. I mean, I closed my trade here, and yes, you might be, like the reclaim of previous day high, and try this, but on the 5 minute or on the 15 minute, I mean, this is still a valid trade, right? This is still a valid trade. So sometimes I'm not, this is not the way I like to approach trading, right? Like once I close a position, you open the other one. I don't know that. I mean, at least that's not for me. If you try this and you have some data to share, Brax, that will be great because I know there's a lot of people that they don't like to take puts. So, but it's easier to identify. So if they can identify when the puts play is over, that will be a nice entry for for the other side. DC, you don't see the retest of opening price as a long entry. Uh, I I do but I need more. For me, the opening price. I mean, it's important, but it's the least important on my key levels, unless it's aligned with something else, right? Like I mean, for example, right here, well, actually right here it was aligned with this resistance. Yeah, it I don't know, like if the question is for you, is that important? Yes, they are important, but they are not super important. But I prefer to align, for example, this one here right now, right here. Now the opening price is important, right? But sometimes the opening price is just a random line on the chart. I think today we were lucky. Today we were lucky, but most of the days it's just a random line, and sometimes it's not that important. Um, Thank you, Brax. Engulfing candle 1037, 1037 here. Okay. I might have gave that a try for a long. Well, I I don't know. Well, let me tell you, I just took this out, but I had aligned something like this. All right. So yes, I know this 1037 looks nice, but in my eyes, I was actually waiting. I was actually waiting for something like this. I was actually waiting for something like this. All right. So why? Because you break the trend line, and now you are, like it looks, it looks like it's rejecting 655, 655.50. So it's a strong rejection, momentum to the downside. So I don't know if I will be trusting this, right? I don't know. But just as you said, I mean, if you are not trusting only this reaction here, but you are actually, I don't know, the reclaim of this 1 minute, or like even the next candle here, it was a nice squeeze. It was a nice squeeze because right here when it reclaims this same trend line, now I mean now maybe it will go inside of that range. I mean I know. Um, the biggest drops are happening 255 and 7. Yes, I told you that you don't believe me. But I this is a thing that I tell you like every single day. The 250s are magnets. Goon, I took 1130. Why 1130, brother? It broke the structure. Yeah, but I mean you are chasing this breakout. You are chasing this breakout. All right, let's go to QQQ. QQQ, I didn't see anything good to the downside, for being honest. Uh, Someone said that it was a macro demand on QQQ. This QQQ, yes. Let's go to the 1 hour. Someone said this was a macro demand. Yes. Let's have this area here. Extend to the right. All right, this makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. Thank you guys. Who said that? Well, whoever said this, the macro demand. Thank you. This was really nice. Yeah, actually, this makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. Neto, would you have taken a short 941? No, 941. No. Dian, what do you mean 250? 650, 650, 250, 655, 650, 750, 660, 660, 250. Every $2.5. That's yeah. Thank you, Dian. All right. So just as I was saying, I for QQQ, I didn't like anything to the downside, but I like this break and retest of the 5 minute opening range. I really like, even if this one first failed, if even if this one first failed, the trade is not invalidated. Do you see here? I mean, this is still. Okay. This is still like a retest of this resistance, then turn into support. So this is why I would like to take this 84% rule, because this trade is not invalidated. I mean, it is on the 1 minute, but it's not on the 5 or the 15 minute. So this is something that I would like, and that was all. I mean, maybe this retest of pre-market high, but that was late on the day. It was 11:30, so I don't trade that time. Anyone took a trade on QQQ, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Share your play. Uh, we don't have QQQ bros today. Wow. QQQ bros. Dian, did you take something on QQQ? SPY only, yes sir. Yes. I'm not sure if you know this guy. I don't know his name, but I know his community and his strategy. K Capitals. He has a car with a plate that it's a SPY 0 DT. I love it. Sometime, someday, when I Somesh, yeah, he's a really nice guy, and his strategy is really easy, guys. Yeah, if you are looking for something, yeah, if you are looking for something easy to learn, that guy is very successful, and he's a very good teacher. Um, I do like I do like a lot the way Jack explains. But this guy Somesh, yeah, he's a very good teacher too. SPY put license plate. I, soon. I promise. I need to buy a car once I move to Europe. Um, let me take a minute to share something personal. The city we are moving to, Valencia, it it's a very walkable city. Most of the people is walking all the way, and many of our friends and guys, I really have wealthy friends in Valencia. They don't have a car. They don't have a car because they say it's messy. I mean, the car it's messy. I'm sorry, the city is messy to drive around, and to find a parking spot it's kind of a nightmare, and they just walk to everywhere. And for a guy who lives in Texas, it's really hard to imagine that. I mean, I really don't understand how they do it. So my wife said that she wants to try being without a car for some months. So, guys, cross your fingers, wish me luck, so I don't, this situation doesn't drive me crazy or nuts, right? But I think she's gonna realize that she wants to travel. And well, the thing is that the train system and the public system is really efficient there. But anyways, I mean, I will convince her to get another Tesla. And I promise you guys, I promise, this is a promise. This is a promise. My license plate will have something to do with SPY puts 0 DT. That's a promise. I'm moving this summer. I still don't have like the exact date, but this summer. Once you have family, everything works around the school time, right? So on this summer break. All right, guys. Let's move. I don't know about IWM. This is what is this? This is AMD. Yeah, this is AMD, guys. I like this break and retest, 1 minute opening range, opening price, this key level on the daily chart, above previous day high. I just like this 208. So this move actually worked. It has been a while since my last trade on AMD. Um, this is another trade that I like. This is Amazon. This is the reclaim, break and retest of previous day high, opening price. That's something that I like. This is Nvidia. Guys, remember to send good vibes to Nvidia. We need it again at 200. Right now it's 176. Yes, we can. All right. Nothing too interesting here. Maybe this break, displacement retest of the 5-minute opening range, or maybe this is actually I like more this. This is the break and retest of high of the day. All right, high of the day, maybe something like this, aiming to pre-market high. Look at this. It was a 1 to 3.5 risk reward rate to trade. I like it. I like it. From the break and retest of high of the day. All right. And this is Tesla. All right. I had a few comments about this Tesla trade. All right. Because in the pre-market, I was watching this price action to the downside. And look at this candle. Look at this candle here, right at the open. Right at the open, it came back to this 377.50. Well, it's not 50, but it was close. But it was retesting this support, resistance, support, resistance. I'm sorry, support, and now it's turning to resistance. I really like this trade. I really like this trade. If you enter here on this candle, at the bottom of these previous candles retesting this key level, and you were aiming for 374, it never hit 374, but it was so close. And right here, right at the bottom of these candles here, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. It gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities to manage your trade. I really like it. All right. All right. Koala. Look for him. Kay Capital. Hello, BA. Koala. I just shared on the chat, Koala. Okay. All right. So, guys, that's all that I have for today. Yeah, we open the month with a loss on the P&L, but with a win on our books, on our performance books. And that's way more important because the P&L is a lagging indicator of your progress. All right. Once you start being consistent, executing your system on the right way, P&L is gonna reach you guys. It's gonna reclaim new highs. All right. So guys, remember next Monday. Big announcement. You don't want to miss it. I will be here. I'm very happy to have you all here on this community that is yours. And we have more value. We have more things coming your way. So I'll see you soon. All right. Thank you very much. Tomorrow morning with our trading plans and refine charts. And well, see you soon. Bye bye.